Grown Ups was a pretty fun filled film, despite its issues and what have you, but did it really deserve a sequel that is considered to be bad? Well, in ways. Prepare yourselves as I review Grown Ups 2 right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doal, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 2013 buddy comedy flick Grown Ups 2, released by Columbia, and once again directed by Dennis Dugan, written by Adam Sandler, who returns in this film, along with Fred Wolf and Tim Hurley, and Sandler produced the film with Jack Garapino through his Happy Madison label. Sandler's label, that is. Anyway, a sequel to the 2010 film, which of course also which reunites Sandler with Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Salma Hayek, Maya Rudolph, Maria Bello, and most of the cast members reprising their roles from the first film alongside Nick Swardson, who joins the group. In the film, Lee moves his family back to his hometown where he reunites with his old friends. Together, they face bizarre situations and new enemies in the form of a local fraternity. This film was released on July 12, 2013, and while this film really got even more dissed than its predecessor, it still became a success anyway. Now, if you haven't seen my review of the first Grown Ups film, check it out right now by clicking on that little card that came up right there. Yep, I can see it did pretty well. Very good, actually. Thank you. Anyway, all right, let's get into the story. 3 years after the events of the first film, Lenny Feather relo- relocated his family to his hometown of Stanton, where his friends Eric Lamonsoff, Kirk McKenzie, and Marcus Higgins live. Lenny wakes up to find a deer in his bedroom, which wreaks havoc through the house until he uses his daughter Becky's stuffed animal named Mr. Gigglesworth to lure it outside, and eventually tears Mr. Gigglesworth apart. Ling dismisses his wife Roxanne's suggestion that they have another child. Almost got said the wrong thing. Sorry. Eric worries that his wife Sally is encouraging their children's self confidence above all else. Kurt gives his wife Deanne a gift for their anniversary, which she has forgotten. And Marcus prepares to spend the summer with Braden, his unknown son, from one of his previous relationships, but is intimidated by Braden, who deeply hates him. Lane commandeers his children's school bus from Nick, the unstable driver, and also the brother of Rob Hillard, and takes everyone to their last day of school. He picks up Kurt and Eric and visits the Kmart, where they are joined by Marcus, who has sent Braden to school. Kurt persuades Lenny to throw a party for the first day of summer, and the friends discuss Lenny's childhood bully, Tommy Cavanaugh. Police officers Fluzzo and Dante escort them to Becky's ballet recital at McDonald Elementary, where Lenny runs into Tommy, who openly threatens him. As school ends, Kurt's daughter Charlotte agrees to go on a date. Lenny's younger son, Keith, struggles with his own bully, Duffy. And Charlotte and Keith's older brothers, Andre and Greg, accompany Brian to an abandoned quarry where they join a college party. After humiliating their old rival Dickie at the ice cream house, Lenny, Eric, Kurt, and Marcus visit the same quarry where they swam during their youth. There, they are confronted by a hostile college fraternity led by Milo and Andy, who are forced who force them to jump in their birthday suits from the highest point. Finding their fraternity house vandalized, the frat boys blame Lenny and his friends and swear revenge. Later, the friends take Marcus's van, vandalized by Braden, to Eric's auto body shop, and Marcus inadvertently rolls through town in a giant runaway construction tire. Lenny learns that Keith is a gifted football kicker, but accidentally breaks his son's leg. Eric apologizes to Sally for avoiding her to spend time with his mother. Lenny becomes suspicious of Kyle's relationship with Roxanne, who is angered by her employee Penny's lifelong obsession with Lenny. Marcus bonds with Braden. Charlotte goes on a date. Andre passes his driving test, overseen by Wiley. And Greg succeeds in asking out Nancy Arbuckle, a girl he has a crush on. Roxanne tells Lenny that she's pregnant, and most of the town arrives for the Feathers' 1980s themed party. Lane realizes she is not having an affair with Kyle, who has repaired Becky's stuffed animal. He challenges Tommy to a fight, who takes a dive to allow Lane to look tough in front of his bullied son. Now I'm going to the ending right now. You better stop this video immediately. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen this movie already, as I count down now, please stop. Well, or continue, I mean. What's this? There we go. Sorry. Okay, you've been warned. I got a little sidetracked and tongue-tied. Apologies. Soon after, the fraternity crashes the party looking for the culprit of the frat house vandalism, to which Braden admits. When the fraternity members insult the townsfolk, a massive brawl breaks out between them. The partygoers eventually defeat the fraternity, with Andy getting attacked by the deer thanks to Becky's tactic, wear stuffed animal. Afterwardly, his friends Nick and Dickie enjoy a meal at Mrs. Lamonsoff's, reminiscing about their childhood together. Eric's mother reassures Lenny about his new baby, so he returns home to Roxanne and they reconcile, looking forward to their growing family. End of story. For realsies. Alright, so what did I think of Grown Ups 2? Well, I wasn't big on this at first. I was not impressed with seeing this deer wreaking havoc at first. I managed to avoid most of it while I could. When I finally gave the film a full second chance and what have you by watching it in its entirety. And while it's a little bit funny in some parts, but it's not great though by any means though. I will say it has a few funny moments in my view. I especially like the scenes that had was at Kmart and let's see and the 1980s theme party that was pretty good and what have you. But attacking the fraternity and what have you, that kind of reminded me of Revenge of the Nerds in ways. Yeah. Anyway, even so, I still say, well, it's not great by any means, but it's all right and what have you. It came close and what have you, but not quite close, not quite that close. Despite being dissed big time, like its predecessor, the film still became a hit, making 247 million worldwide on its $80 million budget. Anyway, the film has a measly 8%, which is 10% less, 2% less than the 10% its predecessor has. Excuse me, everyone. While it's almost certainly the movie event of the year for film goers passionate about deer urine humor, which that's one thing I was not expecting. The film will bore, annoy, and disgust audiences of nearly every other persuasion. Well, kind of in ways. Metacritic has a mere 19 score, while audiences polled by Cinema Score gave the film a B. The Hollywood Reporter said throughout, gags are cartoonishly broad and afforded so little time for setup and delivery, we seem to be watching less a story than a catalog of tossed out material. Variety said, among the slackest, laziest, least movie like movies released by a major studio in the last decade, the film is perhaps the closest Hollywood has yet to has yet come to make it, ow, my balls, seem like a plausible future project. Well, there really isn't that much to talk about. Lots of people diss them, and I can't really find much of them and what have you. This film got nominated for 9 Razzies, but unfortunately lost all of them. However, Adam Sandler did win Favorite Movie Actor at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards for this. Yeah, incredible, huh? Yeah, you better believe it. I will say this kind of didn't wasn't really that great of a sequel. I really don't think this should have been made and what have you. But even though it did manage to save a little bit with its 1918 party and the Kmart scene and a little bit of other things, yeah, this film's okay, but not great by any means. Now, the score was once again done by Rupert Gregson Williams, who does fine with it. There's also some great music and what have you, some pretty big names and what have you that I really did enjoy and what have you. There's been talks about a sequel and what have you. Anyway, Maria Bello said people have talked about it and we've heard it might happen, but don't know if there's a script. Don't know what there is, but I hope so because boy, it's fun to work with those guys. In January of 2020, even just right before the pandemic struck, comedian Tom Sharpling gained attention for uploading an unofficial and unaffiliated script for Grow Up Street written in April 2019 to Twitter, which of course that's X to you. For the cast, Adam Sandler's back as Lenny. He's still pretty good. Kevin James is Eric, still good. Chris Rock, once again, playing Kurt. Yeah, good. Um, David Spade, once again, as Marcus. Yeah, he's fine, what have you. Now, of course, we unfortunately don't get Rob Schneider back, and all his characters mentioned, though. Salma Hayek is back as Roxanne. She's still pretty good. Maya Rudolph as Deanne. She's fine. And Maria Bell as Sally. She's not too bad. Nick Swardson played Nick. Yeah, what a goofball. Colin Quinn once again as Dickie. And Steve Buscemi as Wiley. And Tim Mills as Fluzo. I mean, Fluzu. Sorry, messed up. Believe me, those characters are absolutely really funny. We also have appearances from John Lovitz, Shaquille O'Neal, many others in what have you. Alan Colbert, and another person who's not much of a stranger to Adam Sandler's films. Of Steve Austin's in this, yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who had recently appeared in The Longest Yard. Taylor Lautner's in this. Unfortunately, he's uncredited though. He plays the leader of the fraternity, Andy. Jake Goldberg played Greg. Yeah, he's fine. And the kids, let's see. Yeah, are actually here. Are here. We have Keithy, once again played by the late great Cameron Boyce. Alexis Nicole Sanchez as Becky, and Nicole Sanger as Donna. Frank Gingerich as well, and Morgan actually playing being Lamonsov, the 7-year-old son of Eric and Sally. Well, most of them are played by different actors and actresses. Not all of them. Najee Jeter once again plays Andre, and China Ann McClain once again plays Charlotte. And Kaleo Elam played Ronnie, the 3-year-old and the latest child of Kurt in the end. Anyway, and there's a host of others and what have you, including Am's own wife Jackie and their kids Sonny and Sadie. Oh, the list goes on and on. Actually, David Henry, who a couple years later would work on Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, would actually appear in this. He was one of the frat boys. And so was Patrick Schwarzenegger. Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger's own son. But even with a bigger cast and what have you, and some of the returning ones, well, and with a few things that I did like, this just isn't strong enough to save this from being a complete disaster. So, with everything said, would I recommend Grown Ups 2? Well, I'm kind of going to give it a draw between give it a one time watch if you are a hardcore completionist, if you like the first film, but the other is avoid it and stick with the first film, okay? Or watch something else. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. So, what did you think of Grown Ups 2? Well, you can tell me what you thought about that in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation and share my vids with your friends if you like. Join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of The Luckiest Man in America. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. Check out my recent reviews of Paul Blart Mall Cop and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 in the upper left-hand corner and upper right-hand corner. Or if you like something else with Adam Sandler, which I think is a more fun film over this one I prefer to watch, check out my review of another film of his that really got a lot of hate, Little Nicky from 2000. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.